Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, the Circle Undone, and we'll be doing Before the Black Throne. Pretty sure us joining up with the Silver Twilight and failing them, and them turning against us as a result, is probably the worst possible outcome, which we probably made worse because we didn't ask for any additional help. So, since we had no mementos, no outside help, all we've got is one tick mark. So we got, I don't even know what the tick mark's for, but it's probably something important. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, onward and onward, your steed carries you into the inky nightmare of the void beyond. You dare not turn and look behind you, for you know that what you see will likely break your heart, or perhaps your mind. Great polypus horrors slide darkly amidst the blackness and loneliness of the cosmos. You had hoped to marvel at a beautiful glimmering array of stars, but instead you are left with an empty pit in your stomach. As the unabated vastness of the dark, cold universe looms before you, in the distance a far-off melody rings its chords, a melody you could not possibly recreate in your universe with any known instrument. Nor could your ears interpret its notes were it not ringing in your head this very moment. There's a rush of air as you breach the chart of a nightmare's onyx barrier and descend into an infinite cavern of black stone and impossible architecture. The music grows as you plunge and swerving through an impossible valley, through shoals of shapeless beings, and between things that lurk and dance in the blackness beyond. You cannot help but listen to the strange music, committing each terrible dissonant note to memory. No thought or dream of humanity can reach you here, in this place that was long ancient when Earth was born. You can only hope to guide. You can only hope to guide your steed to the place where you must go, the throne upon which Azathoth itself sits. All right, find all those. Put the Ingress location in play. We will be starting at the Cosmic Ingress. Shuffle location cards into a separate deck. Cosmos side up. All right. Take the set aside Hideous Palace and the top card of the Cosmos and shuffle them so you can't tell which is which. Then put them into play along with face down player cards from the top of the lead investigator's deck, as depicted in the location placement for setup Act 1. Face down player cards represent empty space. Okay, Piper of Azathoth is going to be around. For each tally mark we have, we put one resource on the scenario reference card. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We have one. And then shuffle the rest of the blah, blah, blah. Got it. All right. The Cosmos. Throughout this scenario, new locations will interplay from the top of the Cosmos, a separate deck consisting of double-sided locations. This is primarily done via the ability on each act. Spend X clues, draw the top X cards of the Cosmos. Choose one to put into play using its connection instructions and move to it. Shuffle the rest into the Cosmos. The revealed side of each Cosmos location has a Cosmos instruction, which tells the investigator where to connect that location. For example, Cosmos connect above would mean the newly drawn location would be placed immediately above the investigator's location, whereas Cosmos connected to the right would mean the newly drawn location should be placed immediately to the right of the investigator's location. A new location cannot interplay in a position already occupied by a location. If a location's connection instructions are impossible to fulfill, shuffle that location back to the Cosmos and cancel the effect of the move. All right, Cosmos instructions can only are only resolved when a location is being drawn from the Cosmos. When revealing a Cosmos location that is already in play, do not follow its Cosmos instructions. Empty space. During this scenario, you will sometimes be instructed to place empty space into play. This is done by taking the top card of the active investigator's deck and putting it into play face down in the indicated position. If there is no active investigator, the top card of the lead investigator's deck should be used instead. Empty space is not a location and cannot be entered by enemies or investigators unless otherwise noted. It does, however, count as a location for the purpose of determining the distance between two locations. A location can interplay in a position occupied by empty space. Should this happen, the empty space card is shuffled back into the owner's deck. So it's something like this. Location, placement, setup, Act 1A. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do here. So there's cosmetic ingress. We do start there, so I'll go ahead and put ourselves over there. And then, oh, we have a button for this. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, thank you for doing that for me. All right, then put them along with face-down player cards from the top of the lead investigator's deck as depicted. From the top of the lead investigator's deck. All right, so me, or I say me, Lily Chen. So something like this, I guess. This is certainly interesting. All right, I assume we have everything we need for that. And then we have an Act 2 Set It button. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, Azathoth is in play, but he's not anywhere. Azathoth, the Primal Chaos, Ancient One, Elite, has no stats above. Azathoth is oblivious and omnipotent. It is immune to all player card effects and investigator actions and cannot be defeated by any means. If there is 10 or more doom on Azathoth, the blind idiot god rises from its throne in the ultimate void of chaos and devours the universe. Resolution 1. 3 health. It does 3 health and 3 sanity if he does, I guess, quote-unquote attack. So yeah, I believe in the previous Arkham horror game, Azathoth was literally the one elder god that you could not actually defeat, or great old one, yeah, ancient one. If he did ever spawn, it was game over immediately. You couldn't actually go and fight him. And if it was Toho horror, it would be Flandre, I believe. All right. Let's see. Got all that. Okay, I think we're all set up. I don't really understand most of this, but we'll go with it. Let's go ahead and shuffle this deck and read up on this. Agenda 1A, Wheel of Fortune 10. One end is another beginning. Change is the only constant. Your ultimate fate is at hand. Each location is connected to each location adjacent. Do not remove doom from enemies when this agenda advances. Act 1A, The Cosmos Beckons. From the horizonless breach in the gaping maw of the sky, you have traveled an impossible distance, and yet you are still many leagues from the knighted throne where Azathoth stirs. Spend X clues, draw the top X cards of the Cosmos, choose one to put into the play using its Cosmos instructions, and move to it. Shuffle the rest back into the Cosmos. Only investigators at Hideous Palace may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. Beware, any investigators who is not there will be killed. Not defeated, killed. So, and 2 clues to advance. Skulls. X is half of the doom on Azathoth rounded up to a minimum of 2, so it's minimum -2. Cultist. Reveal another token. If you fail, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist enemy and draw it. Shuffle the encounter deck. And then tablet, -2. If you fail, Azathoth attacks you. Oh my god, we're just gonna die. And Elder Thing, which we don't have, thankfully, is -4. And if your modified skill value for this test is 0, place 1 doom on Azathoth. So yeah, I'm completely fine with having the tarot cards in my deck, because Elder Thing is terrible. Alright, well, I think that's everything. The only thing I want to clarify, take the set aside Hideous Palace and the top card of the Cosmos and shuffle them, then put them into play along with face down cards. Okay, so one of these 2 places is the place we need to go to. We just don't know which. Speaking of Cosmic Ingress, I'll go ahead and read the backs of these cards while I'm here. Otherworld, that eldritch, scaly monster bore its helpless rider, hurtling and shooting, cleaving the uttermost rim and spanning the outermost abysses, leaving behind the stars and the realms of matter, and darting meteor-like through stark formlessness toward those inconceivable unlighted chambers beyond time. And then for Cosmos, it's the stars danced mockingly, almost shifting now, and then to form pale signs of doom that one might wonder one had not seen and feared before, and ever the winds of aether held a vague blackness and loneliness beyond the cosmos. All right, that's a mouthful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a break here to save, and then we are going to get started. Okay, I did make a mistake. I did forget to make another Burden of Destiny, because we now have another discipline. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to shuffle this, shuffle that, and then I'm going to redo the Act 1 setup. All right, now I'll make a save. All right, so I did have to restart. I did make a rules mistake, so I'm back to this point again. I did go ahead and redo the setup just to randomize what cards are down here, as well as where the potential, what do you call it, Hideous Palace is at. I do at least know what is at the Hideous Palace, which unfortunately is going to influence how I'm going to play. The mistake is literally misreading a single word on a particular card, and unfortunately I didn't catch it in time. So with that all in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, good times. Do that and that. 1 and 2. Okay, Runic Axe. We don't need the Enchanted Blade then. 1-2 punches we don't really need either. And to be honest, I don't exactly want to rely on Draw into the Flame, but I think I'll keep it. So let's drop these, this, and draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, and then for Trish here, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Pathfinder ain't bad. Honestly, all this is kind of tolerable, but I want to keep a breaking and entering just in case I draw her weakness. Alright, no magnifying glass. Alright, so compared to my mulliganed attempt, this is actually, it's better and worse at the same time, so we'll take what we can get. Alright, so we'll flip over Cosmic Ingress. It has 3 clues, and then at the end of each round, you put up to 3 clues back onto it. It has 2 Shroud, and then you can, each void location gains, shuffle this location to the Cosmos, and then move each investigator enemy at this location back to Cosmic Ingress. This is just to ensure that you can not get stuck or whatever, I guess. Or if you just really need to get GTFO, I suppose. Alright, so yeah, investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this one more time. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's go ahead and start with Trish. So first action, I am going to go ahead and spend 3 and get out Pathfinder. Next action, I'm going to go ahead and easy mark to get 2 resources and draw a card. And then for our last action, I am going to go ahead and investigate this location. I'm currently 4 to 2, and we'll make it 7 to 2. Alright, we passed, and I definitely passed by enough to draw 2 cards. 1 and 2. And I will fast out that magnifying glass. Alright, 1 clue found. Oh, I need to put a resource back on this card, because I had the load save. Alright, Lily Chen, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Runic Axe. I'm going to go ahead and spend my other action to use Emergency Cash from here to gain 3 resources and draw a card. And for the last action, I will go ahead and pop Drawn to the Flame. So I'll be able to get the 2 clues here, as well as the other stuff. Also, I don't know if I ever read this. We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity. It was not meant that we should voyage far. So let's go ahead and grab our first card. Alright, Fate of All Fools. So we got that now. That's fine. Okay. Cool. Lily Chan has some clues, which is always helpful. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Upkeep. Okay. And Easy Mark. Alright, let's go ahead and put clues back onto this location. since it's end of round. Mythos, get our first Doom. Yeah, this start is not as good. Yeah, I take it back. It's not as good. We'll see how it goes, though. Oh, wrong thing. Ultimate Chaos Power. Test 4 Brain. If you fail, attach Ultimate Chaos to Azathoth. If you fail by 2 or more, take 1 damage and 1 horror. If you fail by 3 or more, it gets Surge and cannot be cancelled. If there are 3 copies attached to Azathoth, you discard them and either place 1 Doom on Azathoth, or Azathoth attacks each Investigator in player order. Cannot be cancelled. Currently, we are 4-4. I will go ahead and put a Curse and Promise of Power, so we're now 8-4. Good to go. Also, we ended up not needing it. Demonic Piping. And an Acolyte. Any empty location. We'll put you up here for now. It was only a small sacrifice. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, let's I'm going to spend 2 resources to play Art Student and grab this clue. I'm then going to spend 2 clues to get some of this going. To the right, we got Pathway to the Void and Dancers of the Mist. Pathway into the Void, connect to it in a direction of your choice. After you enter Pathway into the Void, you must either discard a card or take 1 damage. And then you can also, if you happen to have the resources, which we have 1 of, you can use it to essentially move this anywhere, which can be kind of helpful. 4 Shroud, 2 clues, and the other option is 3 Shroud, 2 clues. Has to connect to the right, or you can lose 2 resources to connect it to any adjacent location in a direction of your choice. After you move to Dancer's Mist, remove 1 resource. As a reaction, you can remove a resource to essentially move again. We'll do Dancer's Mist. And this will get reshuffled back into your deck. You will move here. And for her last action, I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 resources to get out Damning Testimony. Get that up and running. Alright, Lily Chen. I'm going to go ahead and have her move. And then I'm also going to go ahead and have her spend 2 clues. Oh, both suck. Alright, Infinity of Darkness has to be connected below. Or take 2 damage and connect it to the bottommost revealed location in the direction of your choice. And then remove 1 resource to essentially move this to below something else, or move it 1 space downwards, essentially. Alright, well, this will get reshuffled back in. 2 Shroud, 1 clue. And then for my last action, I am going to go ahead and check out this location up here. Okay, Dancers of the Mist is unfortunately not where we want to be. So we need to go up that way, preferably soon. Alright, that is unfortunately everything. So we'll go ahead and go straight into enemy phase. The Acolyte ain't going to do anything. Draw a card. Draw a card. Okay, getting another Drawn to the Flame is good. Beyond that, though, it's that's all we got. All right, nothing's gonna get refreshed. Oh, one clue will get refreshed. Okay, Mythos, go to Doom 2, and we need to get to that cultist like today. Spectral Knight, we'll go 4-4. Actually, we'll go 5-4, and I'll pick Tablet. All right, -2. We do fail it, but that's okay. It's not okay, but it's all we got. All right, put 2 Doom on that thing. That's actually pretty harmless for at this point, because it's going to advance regardless if we don't reach him. Okay. So let's we'll start with Trish. Fortunately, there's not much else I can do here. I'm currently 5-3. I'm gonna go ahead and use Damning Testimony, and I'll pick the Acolyte. So that'll put us at 7-3. I auto-failed. Okay. As first action. Second action, I will go ahead and use Eureka. That'll make us 6-3. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that. Do I want that, or do I? Yeah, I want this. It's probably the safest. All right, and then shuffle that. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 resources to get the other clue here. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and spend both clues and see if I can get the connecting location. Perfect. Okay, we get one that's connected to the right. All right, this is perfect. This will move her over. I don't have enough clues to advance, but that's okay. All right, goes to Lily Chen. I'm going to go ahead and have her move up 1 space. And then I'm going to have her hunt and glory against this Acolyte. This puts her at 6-3. All right, killed it. And for the glory, I will heal a damage. And then this location is, of course, the Hideous Palace. 3 Shroud, 4 clues. At the end of the round, refresh the clues. And then each void location has the same stuff as the Cosmic Ingress. So good news is she's where she needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and draw into the flame this. All right, I will take the, I'll take the 2 direct damage. But I do get the clues here. All right, I do have enough clues to advance, but I need to get Trish up here, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to advance this round or not. Okay. That is everybody, so we'll go ahead and it has to be done during your turn. Okay. The clues will refresh, by the way, so let's go ahead and do that. And then, of course, we upkeep. I will flip the balance of body, and I'll make a note that it can't unflip this round. Which is good, because I forgot to set my agility back to 4, so that's fine. And then for you, okay, perception. All right, Doom, we're at 3 out of 4. Mindless Dancers, farthest empty space. So this is where I made the mistake. The keyword here is empty space, or space rather, not location. So it has to be one of these places that are empty. So I'm going to put them over here. So 6 fight, 5 health, and 3 agility. And then it has Hunter. It can enter empty spaces as if it were a location. And then after it moves to an empty space via its Hunter keyword, you can resolve it. It resolves its Hunter keyword again. So it just moves to the empty spaces rapidly. And if you remember the layout for this, it was Cosmic Ingress, and then we had a location up here in the top right and then the bottom right. And I was putting them in the bottom right and top right corners because I was reading it as location, not space. And that makes a difference because it pretty much decides whether or not you can actually reach it or not, or whether or not you can reach you. Alright, that was yours. Draw yours. Oh, good. This. I'm going to go ahead and Unexpected Courage. So at least we're 4-4. Alright, that's -2. If you fail by 2 or more, you'll take 1 damage and 1 horror. Alright, take a damage. And take a horror. It doesn't surge, though. And then it's you attach it to... yeah, attach it to Azathoth. Here you go, Azathoth. You got a thing now. Alright, so at least it didn't surge. The damage I could have gone without, though. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Trish. I'm going to Pathfind. Actually, yeah, we'll investigate first. Nothing I can do over there. I'm going to do Perception. So that's going to put us at 8-3. Alright, so that's 6-3, so we draw 2 cards. And we get a clue here. Alright, I'll go ahead and Pathfind move at this point, up to here. I'll go ahead and investigate again. This time I'm going to go Deduction. Yeah, just it's risky. Yeah, I mean, right now we're what, 7? Yeah, we're 7-3 right now. Let's just do 7-3. Okay, good to go. That put us at 5-3, so I do succeed by 2 or more. So I'll get 3 clues. We'll keep one of them, and the other 2 we will spin to advance. Yeah, unfortunately, me knowing that there's clues at the Hideous Palace waiting for us definitely changed my playstyle, because I stayed back here and just farmed clues. That way I can get to the locations and then get to here and still have the clues in hand. That being said, I did also have pretty bad luck about cards that gave Doom. So, alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and flip this. Palace of the Old Ones. Your steed carries you through the entryways of the nightmarish palace, and you're surprised to find the halls inside to be as vast and cavernous as the empty space surrounding it. It is as though the doorway was but the threshold of another universe, as desolate and boundless as the last. Remove Cosmic Ingress from the game. Let's go ahead and rake this. There we go. Okay. And then each empty space into shuffle each empty space into its owner's deck, and each location in play other than Hideous Palace into the Cosmos. Okay, so all this gets back into this deck and shuffled, and then all of this will get reshuffled into this. And then it says each investigator at those locations is left behind and killed, and each enemy at those locations is shuffled into the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put you back on. All right. Take the set-aside cord of the Great Old Ones and the top 2 cards of the Cosmos, and then shuffle them so you can't tell which is which. Then put them into play along with empty space as depicted in the location placement for Act 2. And then in player order, each investigator draws the top card of the encounter deck. Okay, so we're going to do Act 2 setup. So now let's distribute it like that. Trish is the one that's doing the empty spaces this time. Like so. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and get encounter cards. Acolyte. And Mindless Dancer. So empty space has to be over here. All right, and then unfortunately that means we're going to advance. We're going to advance regardless, so that's fine. Alright, in Azathoth's domain, your bones shiver violently with the silent, still cold of this empty space. No light penetrates these black halls, no warmth reaches you, no breeze touches your skin. This must be what death feels like, you think morbidly. Same thing as before, you can spend clues that reveal things, and then only investigators at the court of the Great Old Ones may spend the requisite number of clues as an investigator, and again, make sure everyone's there before you do it, or they die. 4 clues to advance. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just do a easy mark to gain 2 resources and draw a card, and that'll be it for that round. Yeah, that's fine. Because, yeah, there's no way I'm going to reach where I need to go. Or could I? I think I could have, actually, but it's too late now. And, I don't need to worry about the Doom at the moment. Though I do know that leaving a cultist out is not going to be a good idea. That being said, let's go ahead and... Lily Chin hasn't had any actions yet, so I'm just going to use this opportunity to draw a bunch of cards. 1, 2... And then last action is to get out the B Cop. Alright, back up to 6 fight. Alright, and then it goes to enemy phase. Mindless Dancer is going to move, and then move again. Upkeep. Another B Cup. Upkeep. Okay. Doom's going to advance. Oh, wait. Do not remove the Doom from enemies when agenda advances. Okay. Forgot about that part. Alright, here we go. Rejoice, for the end is near. Somehow you're not the only human here. They are but mindless husk, almost entirely devoid of humanity, nothing but flesh, muscle, and bone, preserved for eternity in their single-minded passion, kneeling and chanting in foul worship. Azathoth, Azathoth, the end has come. Each cultist enemy commits ritual suicide. Discard each cultist enemy in play and move all Doom from them to Azathoth. Alright, so Azathoth now has 1 whole Doom. Alright. The lead investigator must search the encounter deck and discard pile for Demonic Piping and draw it, sorry. So we're already on our way for that. So, this will trigger Surge. So we will draw this. If there's no Doom on A World in Darkness, end time. If there is no Doom on Azathoth, A World of Darkness gains Surge. Otherwise, for each Doom on Azathoth, you must choose one of the following. Lose 1 resource, discard a card, 1 horror, 1 damage. I will lose a resource. Okay. And then that is endless walkways and steps of black stone are the only routes which guide you to your destination. It is an impossible maze to navigate. Check campaign log. If Guildman's journal is listed under mementos discovered, you are able to find your way. We don't have any mementos because we gave them up. Otherwise, you are hopelessly lost. Each investigator must either move to the location to his or her left, or move the placement of his or her location once to the left, placing an empty space in the spot it previously occupied. A location cannot move more than once via this effect. Okay. So, the good news is it can only move once. Bad news is everything else. Oh yeah, it was also end of round, so we should have gotten a clue back. Alright. This was... we'll just assume... Ooh, this is going to be complicated. I'm going to tap this one to show that this is Lily Chin's. Alright. And then we got It Awaits. The boundless Daemon Sultan Azathoth, whose name no lips dare speak aloud, and who gnaws hungrily in inconceivable unlighted chambers beyond time amidst the muffled, maddening beats of vile drums and the thin, monotonous whine of accursed flutes. Same thing as before. Each location is connected, and then Doom doesn't get removed. Alright. I'm just making sure all this is correct. Alright. Yeah, that's everything. Okie dokie. And then we need to actually draw Mythos cards. Alright, Cultist. We'll put you over here. And then put Doom on you. I think we might be screwed. That's an impressive combo. Okay. Trish, you're going to go first. I think, yeah, we're just going to go first. Yeah, there's no easy way to do this. All right. I'm going to spend one clue. All right, to the right. We lucked out there. This will have 2 clues on it. All right, that puts her here. I'm then going to go ahead and investigate this location. Will be 7 to 3. I'll pick any of the monsters. It doesn't matter which. In fact, I'll do quick thinking on top of that. So 8 to 3. Good to go. It's half Doom rounded up, minimum 2. So we're still at -2. We'll get the clue here, and I will get an action back. I'm going to go ahead and so I used the ability, I investigated, got my action back. I am going to go ahead and investigate again. We're just going to be 5 to 3. Good to go, got the clue. And then last action, I'm going to use 3 clues. 1, 2, 3. Any direction. Okay, we want this one of these. All right, this will get shuffled back in. You're gonna move here. This will engage you. All right. When you enter, you must discard a card from your hand or take 1 damage. I'll discard a damning testimony. Okay. Lily Chen. I'm going to go ahead and move once. Then I'm going to hunt and power. Was it discard a card? Or take 1 damage? I'll discard the runic axe. Actually, I'll discard the enchanted blade. Okay, and then I am going to attack this guy. I'm currently 7 to 6. Also, after the round ends, okay. If no enemies run at any point this round. Okay, so I had to go through an entire round, which is not going to happen. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be attacking. I'm right now 7 to 6. I'm going to go 10 to 6 with overpower upgraded. Okay, good to go. It's going to do 2 damage. And I draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. All right, and then I'm going to attack again. I'm going to do Glory and Power. Or sorry, no, I'm going to do Beat Cop first. Do a damage, and then a damage here. I already removed the charge, so I'm going to do Power and Glory. I'm 7 to 6. Yeah, there's not really. Yeah, we'll commit this and this. So that'll put us at 9 to 6. Okay, kills. Recover a health. Sorry, I should be at 2. Alright, and that takes care of him. And that was all my actions. Okay. All we can do is hope that this location here is where we need to go. If not, we're in trouble. Alright, enemies. Acolytes sitting there for now. Upkeep. Cat Mask. Upkeep. Shadow Agents. Okay. That's why I have the break-in entering in hand. You know, so I can play and then auto-fail it. Alright, Doom on the agenda. Alright, I'm 4-4 right now. Not much I can do about it. Yeah, 4-4. Good luck. We fail it, but not by much. And then for you, Peril, Whispered Bargain. You must either choose one. Place 1 Doom on Azathoth, or he hits me. God, that's a heck of a choice there. There was the immemorial figure of the deputy or messenger of hidden and terrible powers. I'm gonna have him attack me. He is 3-3. So, actually, no. I will put the Doom. I have to. If Art Student was at full hit points, I would take it, but no, not in this case. All right, so we're at 2 Doom on the Azathoth now. If it gets to 10, that's game over. All right, let's go ahead and have Lily Chen go first. I want to go ahead and get out my Holy Rosary for 2. I'll get her up to 5 will. And then I'm going to Hunt and Glory on this Acolyte. Alright, that definitely passes. We're at like 7-3. Yeah, that passes. Kills him. She'll heal a damage. Let's go ahead and flip this location. Slide into Oblivion. Okay, so unfortunately this one is just 2 Shroud, 1 clue. You can try to move this thing upwards if you want to, but there's not really a point in this case. I do have 1 action remaining. I'm going to go ahead and use that to get the Cat Mask out. Alright, cool. Trish. Let's get some work done. Alright, first I'm going to spend 2 resources to do Break-It and Entering. I get to add my foot to this test. I'm currently 9-4. We pass by more than enough, so I will evade this Shadow Agent and remove him. Unfortunately, me doing that does get rid of him, so there's no enemy for me to actually take advantage of the ability with. That's okay. So I'll just grab a clue. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 resources to get the lucky cigarette case. And I'm going to go ahead and investigate one more time. But I don't have any... I'll Pathfind. I'm going to Pathfind to this location and investigate, so I'll be 5-2. Good to go. All right. That is it for all of that. We reset the Mythos, or we reset the Doom pretty good there. Oh wait, do we count Azathoth's Doom? Do we count Azathoth's Doom? I'm guessing we do. That's actually really dangerous then. You know what? In that case, I will actually take the attack. So, 1-1, and then 2-2. There you go. So I chose Azathoth attacks, because yeah, I just realized the danger here. He's just going to keep adding Doom to us. All right. Draw a card. Draw a card. Mythos, Doom. Yeah, should be like this, actually. Azathoth, blah, blah, blah. Into play next to the agenda deck for the remainder. But not, yeah, he is in play. So that does matter. Actually, yeah, well, we do have to keep him up here, though. Because every time... Oh, actually, I don't think we need to worry about... Oh, there is an Act 3 setup. Never mind. Okay, we added a Doom. Let's go ahead and draw. Oh, good, this thing again. I am currently 5-4. We'll go 7-4. With Cat Mask, we pass. I'll go ahead and add 2 Bless tokens. Any empty location. And then he's going to get a Doom placed. Also, since he's a card that has no Doom on it originally, I do get my offering back. Okay, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and have Lily Chen go first. Also, why'd your thing reset to 4? That's not correct. We definitely spent charges earlier. Did I draw twice? 1 second. Okay, I did do upkeep 1 additional time for Lily Chen. That's what it felt like. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and have Lily Chen get to work. I'm just going to move over and let this engage me. And then I will do Power and Glory. I am right now 7-4. Okay. My special ability, this actually triggers. I can flip a broken discipline you control to its unbroken side. So I will do that. Kill this guy, and I'll have her heal for 1 damage. Alright, that was her second action, by the way. Her last action, I'm just going to draw a card. Alright, goes to Trish. I'm going to Pathfind move up to here. Don't really have a means to investigate this location safely, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and just spend 2 clues. 1, 2. Alright, we can do Dancer's Mist, which would make me lose resources, but I can make it connect anywhere, or I can go Flight into Oblivion. We're going to do Flight into Oblivion and connect to the above location. And I'll move her to there. And then I will go ahead and move up to here. Okay, Court of the Great Ones. The Court of the Great Old Ones. At the end of the round, add up to 6 clues, and then this just has that weird shuffling thing again. Okie dokie. For her last action, I'm just going to draw a card. Okay. That's actually really useful because she's kind of on our limit, at our limit at this point. All right, no enemies. We'll go to upkeep. Enchanted Blade. Obfuscation. Okay. Mythos. Add a Doom. We're technically 4 out of 6. 5 out of 6. Oh wait, nope. Never mind. Forgot about that. Let's spend a resource, take a horror, which we'll put on, and cancel that. Yep. Cancel the revelation. Got it. And then you. Oh god, we're about to take a lot of damage. Yep. There is not much I can do about that. I will go 4-4. That's all I can do. Alright, we definitely fail it. Cultist triggers. If you fail, search the encounter deck and discard a pile for a cultist enemy and draw it, and then shuffle the encounter deck. I'll happily shuffle this encounter deck. There are no cultists in there. Okay. Well, this will get shuffled. And we'll grab a regular Acolyte. Any empty location. We'll put you there. Okay. That was -2, so I only failed by 2, so it doesn't surge. But if there are 3 copies, discard them, and each investigator will take 3 horror. Alright, Chen, you'll take 2 there. And you are nearly dead. Okay. I'm going to start with Trish first. Yeah, I'll start with Trish first. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Medical Student and heal for 1 and 1. I'm going to go ahead and fast out the Obfuscation. I'm going to go ahead and use Damning Testimony. I'll pick the Acolyte. This will put us at 7 to 4. Oh my god, we actually passed. We don't get to draw a card though, but that's fine. It gets rid of the curse. We got really lucky there. I am going to go ahead and get a clue from this location. I am going to use an evidence to grab a clue from this location. Alright. We're kind of getting somewhere. For her last action, I'm going to go ahead and have her draw a card. Okay. Lily Chen. I'm going to go ahead and just move up 1 and let this engage me. I'm going to go ahead and do Glory. 7 to 3. Good to go. I'll heal a horror for this. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and move up to here. Alright. I can have it advance now, but I think I'm going to wait until next round. Because I can do it at any time, right? Yeah, anyone can do it. Okay, in that case, let's go ahead and do Upkeep. Upkeep. And Mythos. We're at 4 Doom. Alright, it advances. Because there's a Doom on Azathoth. Gnawing hungrily. Each cultist enemy commits ritual suicide. No cultist this time. In this oblivion outside time, nothing is as it should be. The mist dances and churns around you. Laughter mocks you from beyond, and out from the dark nebula emerges a familiar wraith, a being which should be long dead. Alright. We don't have Memento, so it doesn't matter. Otherwise, the wraith attacks you. Each investigator must test 4 will. Each investigator who fails takes 1 damage and 1 horror. Okay, so it's just something attacking us. Got it. Alright. This is not a treachery, so it's not going to matter for that. Alright, we'll start with Lily Chen. I'm currently 5 to 5. Or sorry, 5 to 4. I'll go ahead and use an offering. It'll bring me up to 7 to 4. Good to go. Then for Trish, I'll commit a... there's actually not much she can do. I mean, I can commit an unexpected courage and pray, and that's about all I can do. So that's what I'll do. I'll commit an unexpected courage, and I'll be 4 to 4. She passes. Cool. All right. The final countdown. That leering, tittering Shantak coursed on, impetuous and relentless, flapping its great slippery wings in malignant joy, and headed for those unhallowed pits whither no dreams reach. All right. Beware, the scenario will not end when this agenda advances, but the doom of the world will be close at hand. Good to know. All right. So with all of that, let's go ahead and draw some cards. All right. 1 doom. I will just lose a resource. Yep, that's fine. And then for you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. If discard them and spawn the Piper of Azathoth. This is our first time actually seeing him. We've avoided him every time. Piper of Azathoth, 5 a fight, 7 health, 2 evasion, least remaining sanity, alert, hunter, retaliate. When the enemy phase ends, Piper of Azathoth attacks each investigator it is not engaged with at its location, regardless of whether it's ready or exhausted. Good to know. Alright, so least amount of remaining sanity is Trish. Okay. And then, yeah, discard them and then good. Okay. So, first things first, let's advance. And take care of this. Okay, we have to get to the Black Throne somehow. Alright. Nucleus of the universe. The winged creature lands on a winding walkway of black stone, extending into a ceaseless horizon of pitched void. It takes some prodding and encouragement before your steed continues onward. Even the most dreadful of beasts are terrified of this place, it seems. Yet still you can hear the mindless chanting of those who dwell closest to the Samus Sultan. The maddening whining of the pipers and the monotonous drum beats which thrum endlessly in your mind. Real quick, I'm just seeing what I have in my hand right now. Alright, for the purposes of who's active right now, it's going to be Trish. Alright. Remove Hideous Palace from the game. Shuffle each empty space back into its owner's deck. Oh, by the way, Piper Azathoth hits for 2 horror, if you didn't know that already. Alright, and then the locations besides the Great Old One's court gets shuffled back in. Okay, and then each enemy at those locations is shuffled back in the top 5. There weren't any. And then take the top. Okay, we'll go ahead and click this Act 3 setup. Oh boy. So that's what we're dealing with. Alright. And then in player order, each investigator draws the top card of the encounter deck. Alright. Current agenda is 3. So the end is nigh. End times. Test 4 will. This test gets plus X difficulty, where X is the current agenda number. If there's no agenda in play, X is 4. If you fail, move each doom on each cultist enemy in play to Azathoth. Okay. And just real quick, I'm just checking something. Oh, right, it was the World of Darkness. That's what we got. Okay, currently we are 5 to 4. There are currently no doom on the agenda itself, so I will go ahead and spend that last offering. So that puts us at 7 to 4. And we auto-failed. Cool. There's no cultist enemies that are in play, so we don't need to worry about it. I'm surprised it doesn't have a surge effect. Oh, good. I can't afford another attack. I will go ahead and put a doom on him. So he's up to 2 doom now. Which pretty much means we only have 6 rounds before the end of the world comes near. Okay. Let's start with Trish, because I said I was. I'm going to go ahead and... oh, I don't have enough resources. Oh, that's bad. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to gain a resource. I'll use an obfuscation to deal with the attack opportunity. And then I'm going to spend 2 resources to play breaking and entering. This will put us at 9 to 4. We pass. More than enough to auto-evade him. And I'll use my ability to get 2 clues from this location. That broke. That's so broke. There we go. Alright. We're up to 2 clues. So we just need to find the place for what it's worth. I do trigger a lucky cigarette case, so I'll draw a card. Hey, Lola. And then I'm going to I'll spend 2 clues and see where this puts us. All right. I'll move this to there. I have to discard a card from my hand. I'll discard Magnifying Glass. All right. Lily Chen. 7 health. All right. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 resources to do 1-2 punch. So that's going to put us at, first we do automatically 2 damage. And then we are currently 8 to 5. All right, that does another 3 damage. All right. And then I'm going to, we'll attack. We're going to do Power and Glory. This will put us at 7 to 5. I'll make it 8 to 5 with the Enchanted Blade. Okay, he is dead for now. And I'll recover a horror. Okay, and then, so I 1-2'd and then I attacked. I still have a movement for what it's worth. I'll go ahead and just move over one space. Actually, yeah, I'll move over 1 space. Okay, upkeep. Upkeep. And then Mythos. This is the first Doom on the agenda card itself, so 2 offerings go back onto Cat Mask. All right, 5 to 4 again. I'll make it 7 to 4. We pass this time. I'll go ahead and put 2 blesses on. Ancient Evils puts a Doom on here. All right, we're about to shuffle through the encounter deck. Okay. Oh, also, I completely forgot to I did forget to do the things here. So I don't have Lola or the hiking boots. There you go. Oh, actually, it would have been this card, and then it would have gotten reshuffled back in. Okay, I do get a Mob Enforcer, and I am going to get hit for 1. We'll just put it on the Medical Student. Because at this point, I'm not going to try to figure out how to fix that. All right, clues also get replaced on this. And okay, now we're good to go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I completely forgot to actually do the setup here. Okay. I'll have Lily Chen go first. I'm going to go ahead and hunt and power. Engage some autumn. Engage them, and this puts us at 7 to 4. Good to go. Takes 2 damage. And then I'll use the last charge for Glory. Good to go. Remove a bless. He goes away. Recover 1 horror. And then for your last action, just draw a card. Burden of Destiny. I'll just flip my other card again. Trish. Let's pathfind back to Great Old Ones Court. I'll go ahead and investigate and use the deduction. So that puts us at 7 to 4. Good to go. We did not pass by 2 or more though, so unfortunately that's going to be, let's say, yeah, it's 5, 7 minus 3. Yeah, we'll still get 2 clues, but we're not going to get 3. And we also don't get to draw a fancy card. Okay, I was hoping to get a little bit more out of that, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and move back, and then I'll go ahead and spend 2 clues and see where that puts us. 1, 2. All right, we'll shuffle this back in. And we'll move down 1. Okay. That is everybody. Upkeep. Upkeep. Mythos. We're 5 out of 8. I'll have Lily Chen take the 2 damage. Farthest empty space. For you, it's actually all the way up in this corner. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and have Trish go first. I'll Pathfind move to here. Nope, not what we're looking for. Also needs a clue. Okay, we'll go ahead and investigate this spot. I'm 5 to 2. All right, we pass. Get the clue. Draw a card. I'm then going to go ahead and move back. And place play an art student and get that clue there. Lily Chen is just going to draw a card, and then move down. Okay. Enemy turn. This guy's going to go Hunter to empty space, then Hunter, and I'll move him back to here. And then upkeep. Upkeep. Mythos. We're 6 out of 8. All right, farthest space is here. New round. Okay, test 4. We'll go ahead and just be 4 to 4 with the unexpected courage. We'll make it 5 to 4. We pass. Good job. All right, investigation phase. Let's get to work. All right, I'm going to just use Hunt to attack this mindless dancer. I'll put us at... Actually, sorry, I will also commit an overpower. So this will put us at 9 to 6. We pass, we do 1 damage, draw a card. All right, next I'll do power. Actually, I will do beat cop first to do a damage. And then I'll do power, and glory. And we'll go ahead and commit a promise of power. So 11 to 6. Oh, sorry, I have to redo that. I have to add a curse first. All right, we do pass. And that'll do extra 2 damage, which will kill, and heal a damage. All right, so that was action, action, and then I'm going to move back. Okay, Trish. Trish is just going to spend 2 clues. See where that puts us. To the right. Perfect. And this location should have 2 clues. All right. I'll go ahead and do damning testimony and pick the mindless dancer. So that's going to put us at 7 to 3 here. All right, -2. That is a pass. So it was at 7 to 3. So that brings it to 5 to 3. So I do pass by 2. So I'll get the clue here. Draw a card. And then I'm going to Pathfind move. Excuse me. And I'll Pathfind move to here. The Black Throne. The Black Throne gets X plus X Shroud, where X is half of the doom on Azathoth rounded up. You must, Haunted, you must either place 1 doom on Azathoth or Azathoth attacks you. The ultimate, Knighted Throne of the Daemon Azathoth in the Formless Central Void. So half of Azathoth's doom is 1. So right now it has 2 Shroud. I will go ahead and investigate. I am currently going to be 6 to 2 with quick thinking. We pass and get an action back. 1 clue. All right. And then I'm going to I mean 5 to 2, we should be fine. I'll go ahead and investigate again. Okay. Also, the lead investigator has to be the one that gets to the Black Throne. So either Lily Chen has to get there or she has to die first. All right. That is everybody. So Mindless Dancer, I'll send him down this way. Upkeep. Oh, we got this again. I'll take 1 and 1. Yeah, I'm fine with that. All right, and then upkeep, you're going to take a horror, which I will put on this. All right, and then Mythos, we're 7 out of 8. Surges. Oh, no, sorry, we have to grab a cultist. I'm just going to put him down here. Demonic Piping. It's just going to surge. I have to lose a resource or do some other things. I will... I will go ahead and... For each of these, I have to choose. Currently, we're not in super danger, because it's only on Azathoth that it matters. Okay, I will discard Damning Testimony for one of them, and for the other, I will take a... I'll lose a resource. Okay. Trish will go first. I'm going to go ahead and do Damning Testimony, targeting the Mindless Dancer. That puts us at 7 to 2. Okay, we pass. 2 blesses go away. Draw a card. Get the clue here. And I will also go ahead and spend an evidence to grab the clue that's here. Not that it matters. All right. Then I'm going to investigate this location. I'm currently 5 to 2. Minimum 2, so it's still 2. Okay. So -2, that puts us at 3, so we do get this last clue. All right, and then I'll go ahead and just easy mark, get 2 resources, draw a card, and that'll be it for her. Also, yeah, that's it. Oh, actually, when I grab the clue from here, I'm going to go ahead and auto-evade the Mindless Dancer. And you know what's coming next. I'm just going to go ahead and move to here, and that's everything. I think I did this all correctly. This was all pretty chaotic. I apologize if I did make any mistakes, though. All right, if there are no clues here in the Black Throne, we advance. The end. You stand on a precipice before the Black Throne and gaze up at the blind, voiceless monstrosity that is Azathoth. The mere sight of it causes your vision to blur and your body to shake uncontrollably. The monotonous piping is so loud now, it rattles your bones and nearly causes you to vomit from the force upon your insides. Blood drips from your eyes and your ears. Should Azathoth awaken, it will devour every world that ever was. You must act now before it is too late. Check campaign log. If at least 2 of the following are true, you may proceed. Alright. You accepted your fate. Mesmerizing flute. And ritual components. Okay, I don't have any of the mementos. Unless I missed something. I'm pretty sure we didn't get any of our mementos back. Yeah, we had 1 tally mark. Yeah, we have no mementos. I think we're screwed. Alright. We also didn't reject our fate, so this doesn't imply. So otherwise, resolution 4. Good luck. Alright. Resolution 4. Alright. Alright, you have reached the Knighted Throne of Azathoth, but there's no easy way to reach the creature from here, and even if you did, you're not sure what you could do to stop it. You cannot kill it, and even attempting to harm it would only risk stirring it. Desperate, you turn to Kezia's Black Book for answers. A quill appears in your hand as you open the tome, and a voice from beyond reaches your ears. Sign it with your blood, take a new secret name, and your desire shall become truth. You and your world will be spared. You know it is the voice of evil, the voice of Walter Gilman, heard, which surely led to his demise, the voice which seduced Kezia Mason and led to this path in the first place. But what other choice do you have? Proceed to Resolution 1, which is Doom the Universe, which is I refuse, which Resolution 1 is usually reserved for if you actually had failed the scenario, so I'm pretty sure that's bad. It must be done. Proceed to Resolution 5. This will doom you. Pricking your arm with the quill, you sign in blood. In your campaign log, record Azathoth slumbers for now. In the campaign log, record the investigator signed the Black Book of Azathoth. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X value of each card in the victory display, and each investigator gets 10 bonus experience as they learn the innermost secrets of the Black Book. Each investigator suffers 2 physical and mental trauma, the consequences of their pact with Azathoth as messenger. The investigators win the campaign, question mark? And, yeah. So no one permanently died there. And, don't think epilogue. Check campaign log and read each of the following entries only if the investigators won the campaign and the related log entry is true. Alright, in your dream, a tall man approaches you. His grin is full of malice. It is time to pay your due, he announces. You got what you wanted. Now it is my turn. Alright, and then investigators arrested Sanford. You're a fool, Carl Sanford says from behind bars, his tone confident. How long do you expect this to stand? You know he is right. The charges brought against Sanford are flimsy at best. No judge or jury is going to believe any story about dark rituals and eldritch beings. Even if you could convince others of Sanford's dangerous ideologies, his considerable influence and political clout ensures he'll be released sooner than you would like. Even so, you had to separate him from his lackeys while you cleaned up his mess. You tell Sanford that you'll be keeping an eye on him once he's out. And I you, he retorts. All right, and I think that's it. And yeah, that's everything. I don't believe we're hunted, so I don't need to worry about that part. So yeah, a bit of a stinger at the end. But yeah, since we gave up all the mementos, it kind of screwed us over. If we hadn't given the mementos, I believe we would have been in a situation where even if we succeeded, we still would have had to. We would have been betrayed. I think that's how it works, but I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, going the main benefit if you're going pure Silver Twilight is the possibility of ending the campaign at Union Dissolution, I believe. But obviously, failing that is vastly costly, apparently, because I lost pretty much all of the things I needed to actually succeed in what I needed to do. Granted, I wouldn't have needed to do it, but I had such poor luck on Union Dissolution, I was kind of screwed. But overall, I really enjoyed the campaign. As always, the Scenario Zero prologue thing, I wish they would do that more often, because it's a great way to introduce your campaign and its mechanics, as well as some of your new cards that you're introducing. The Witching Hour, so the Witching Hour and I guess it was also Union and Dissolution, both had like the neat mechanic where you get whisked away from each other. The problem is if you don't know what's coming, you could be in a situation where you're just kind of screwed. In Witching Hour, you start out separated, which is not too bad, but then when you do that first act and you progress it, you immediately get moved to a different location and have a monster on you. Granted, as long as you have at least decent fist and agility, you can at least buy yourself some time while someone else tries to get the clues necessary. But usually cloovers don't exactly have the best agility or fist, so it ends up being kind of iffy. And that's the same issue with Union Dissolution. When you got separated, there's a chance that you could just be spawned next to a monster, and that's kind of what happened with Trish there, and that really cost her a lot of time. Especially, for Trish, it's not that bad, because she, of course, has abilities to allow her to auto-evade if necessary. What screwed me over with Trish, though, was I kept drawing her weakness, and that really set me back. As mentioned in the previous scenarios, I messed up the rules a lot, to the point where I eventually just stepped away from the game for a bit and just took a break. But all those times I mulliganed and messed up the rules and stuff, like Trish was just constantly drawing her enemies. I think when I initially, on the introduction, I said this was good that, her weakness was an enemy, because it kind of ensures that she has an enemy that, take advantage of and use her ability with. The problem is this campaign overall tended to spawn a lot of monsters, and so really just having an additional monster on top of everything else was really, really bad. Also, in the case of Trish, she already has a monster weakness. She didn't really need a second one. So Mama Forcer kind of just added to the pain a little bit. Granted, it wasn't that bad. It only hits for one, but it was always kind of a situation where I drew him. I was like, oh great, I don't really have an answer for him. Part of it was also my deck building wasn't particularly the best with Trish. Much like the other campaigns, like throughout the campaign, I was constantly going through Arkham DB and manipulating this deck to see kind of what else I could have done better. One of the things is I should have put 2 obfuscations in the deck. I think that would be better. There's also another customizable card that's an event that can get you extra actions when certain things trigger and you play it. That would have definitely helped out Trish just to kind of get her even more action economy. There's also a spell, another ritual that she can get called Haste, which would have definitely helped with her action economy even further. The other issue, of course, was in this campaign, even on easy difficulty, it felt like everything was just skill checks in general were just a lot more difficult. Part of that was because you start with a -3 instead of having just a -2. But I definitely felt the situation where having 4s in my primary stats, I felt it, and there wasn't much I can do about it. Damning Testimony kind of helps, but it's the biggest issue with Damning Testimony is the same issue that Trish has, which is if there's no monsters on the board, she can't use it. It's also just a very expensive card. That being said, for Trish, I will still use Damning Testimony because it's practically designed for her. But I am someone that doesn't really use Dr. Milan. Dr. Milan would definitely have helped. I mean, that would have put me in a situation with, Magnifying Glass. Dr. Milan would get me up to 6 intelligence, and then I would just be able to do, the 3 checks any day and every day. It wouldn't have been too bad in other campaigns where, I'm dealing with -3s and higher checks. It's just in this one, there were, the haunted effects that were constantly just wrecking me again and again. And that was kind of the issue with Damning Testimonies. I never remember search warrant. I got it, and I was like, cool, I can, ignore haunted and stuff. But most of the time, I didn't ever notice it. And the times where I was getting hit with haunted effects, it wasn't because of investigations usually. Well, it was either because of auto fails from other investigates, or it was from treachery cards, which would just trigger it anyway. But that being said, I still like using Art Student because it definitely gets me a clue no matter what, and I can still trigger my ability with it. The only time it's a bit of a catch is when I don't have obfuscation to take advantage of the fact that, I'm going to take a hit here just so I can trigger my ability. The other thing that hurt me early on was not getting economy. I was kind of just relying on... I originally had Kicking the Hornet's Nest, which I never used. I think even in my mulligan runs, I think I only used it once. So I definitely took those out of my deck. Because for Trish, like I said, she has a weakness that is literally a monster. So getting Easy Mark was definitely really nice, though. It filtered it. It's just a really good ability. Another day, another dollar definitely helped, especially with how expensive my first early rounds were. Granted, if I was going to include that other customizable card I mentioned, I may not take this per se. Charisma was mainly just for more soak, because I was just getting blasted by the Treachery deck over and over again. And Trish was also just having really bad luck in getting rid of enemies, despite her abilities. Even in my mulligan runs, every time I played breaking and entering, I kind of just clinched every time because I was just like, if I draw the autofail, it screws me, and that's kind of what happened. You guys saw it on a few parts where I just drew the autofail, and it's like, okay, I don't have an answer now. As always, Pathfinder's great. I am not a fan of the hiking boots, unfortunately. The biggest restriction about the hiking boots is the fact that you can't. Is it in here? It's probably out in the void. Yeah, hiking boots. The biggest issue is it has to be an unrevealed location, or it has to be a location with clues on it. Which the way a clover tends to move, you don't really leave clues laying around. And in this particular campaign, where there was a lot of situations where you're creating locations, either through this weird void stuff with the Cosmos, or the other locations that you drew from the thing with the rats where you're going through space and time and stuff like that. I ended up just not being able to use the hiking boots. All it did was just give me +1 evasion, which, I mean, for 2 resources is not, or +1 agility, which for 2 resources isn't terrible. But honestly, I wish I just had a second Pathfinder, because Pathfinder would have been far more useful. The rest of the deck wasn't too bad. Like I said, having the medical student, I think, was a good call. Like I said, I originally had it just in case I drew leg injury as my weakness. But just having it to kind of heal herself from any trauma she starts with, or heal Lily Chen, who started with trauma, I think was really nice. Charisma was, like I said, and then he had Charisma on top of it, really helped. Lola Santiago was very good if you can get her early. She also had decent soak. The other thing that kind of hurt us is just a lot of the early treachery cards had things that affected all allies and herself, and so it just obliterates your entire ally pool pretty easily with just raw damage. Starter Pot was good, though a lot of times I just had it in situations where I either didn't have the money or just didn't really need to use it. But having it on hand just to do some extra damage and get away from things was really nice. The perceptions were good. The biggest thing I was concerned about was card draw, because every time I drew a card, there was a chance I drew, Mob Enforcer or Shadow Agents, in which case I had some problems. Quick Thinking is great when it works, but it seems to be a auto-fail magnet, or it draws like a really high negative where I just don't trigger the ability. Like I said, Easy Mark's good. No issues with deduction or working hunch. Upgrading deduction I think was a good call, particularly for this campaign, because it just let me get everything done faster. Streetwise, I literally didn't use. I didn't use a single time. In fact, I didn't remember I had it. I could have probably used it a few times at some point, but I wasn't. I was kind of resource starved through most of this. Lucky Cigarette Case was really nice. The thing is since I wasn't using Dr. Milan or someone that gave plus book as an ally, having that 4 in my stat definitely made it a little bit more noticeable. I think in the play sessions where I recorded it and didn't scrap it because of rules mistakes, I didn't actually draw Lucky Cigarette Case that often. In my mulligan runs, I drew it very often, and it actually put me in situations where my last action was an investigate, and then I would activate this, and then I would draw like literally Shadow Agents, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to take 2 damage then. But overall, I think Trish is really fun. Like I said, I have some ideas for tweaking the deck a bit more. You can definitely play her in some other ways where she's a bit more towards dirty fighting and using bewitching and things like that. But yeah, I think this went pretty well for her. It's just I have just for whatever reason I have the worst luck with her. Like I just had bad luck with her. Even when I was trying to use her in the Forgotten Age before I rage quit and went to this thing instead. I just ended up in situations where I couldn't take advantage of the tools she had, or I was in a situation where I had the tools and I was like, okay, let's do this, and then I would auto fail, and it was just like it was very, very demoralizing. It is nice though to be a clover that has 8 health though. She's actually pretty tanky as far as clooving is concerned. She can just take the hits and just keep going. That was some things I considered. If I didn't have obfuscate, just take the damage and then just get some tempo in return. But that's something I'm just not completely confident in making the decision on when it needs to be made. Lily Chen was a blast. I had a lot of fun with her. I feel kind of bad that it was another run where I was using Runic Axe, but Runic Axe was really good on Lily Chen, especially with, in the thick of it as part of her opening, because it just allowed her to have more Guardian cards at the start. Also, I do realize, I think at this point, every Mystic I've played so far has been not really a spellcaster. We have had Lily Chen that's pretty much a Guardian, and Diana, who I played as a Guardian. Don't worry, eventually I will play a Mystic that casts spells. We'll see. Having a 5 in Fist, this was our first time actually starting with a 5 in Fight, thanks to Presence of Fate. And that alone it was good and bad. It was good in the sense that I didn't really have to worry about combat. I just punched everything, and I didn't have any issues. Beat Cop plus Runic Axe, I was at 7s. And that pretty much took care of everything except for like some of the biggest things like Mindless Dancer. Cat Mask went really well when I got it. There are some... Cat Mask is kind of hit and miss because it's completely based off Doom. But it does provide will and fight, and I didn't really need the fight, and the will was just really nice to have, as they were essentially free guts to deal with the treachery deck or the encounter deck. I kind of wish I had upgraded Holy Rosary sooner, because honestly there was a lot of will tests, and those will tests would have been a lot more blessing tokens, which would have helped out in anything. Granted, the blessings that we tended to draw tended to be in situations where we didn't need the help, but still, I mean, having extra blessings is a lot better than drawing curses, without a doubt. You can get up to, it is possible to get up to 10 blessings in the Chaos Bag, so it definitely adds up. I didn't really use the Deny Existences, and more often than not, I used it for the wild. That being said, I did use it a few times. Word of Protection was always good. As always, I'm a fan of 1-2 punch. I don't know if I'd rather have 1-2 punch or Vicious Blow, to be honest. I mean, upgraded 1-2 punch is really good, but what the base 1-2 punch, I mean, it could potentially do 3 damage. But so can Vicious Blow to be upgraded it. So I don't know. I mean, that was the thing I gave up for 1-2 punch was Vicious Blow, and Vicious Blow can also be provide fist icons as well. So I'm kind of back and forth whether or not I would want 1-2 punch or the other thing. Sweeping kick is always amazing. Of course, getting enough experience to get stick to the plan as early as possible definitely helped out a lot. Being able to start with prepared for the worst sweeping kick and emergency cash pretty much took care of all my issues as far as economy was concerned. With the exception of the first scenario, all the other scenarios I pretty much always started with either a beat cop or my weapon or everything. And if I didn't have a weapon, I had prepared for the worst to kind of try to make up for that. Enchanted Blade's always useful. Though when I was playing as Chen at the very least, it felt like every time I got Enchanted Blade, within a draw or two, I would draw my Runic Axe. And at that point, I would be like, Runic Axe is better. Speaking of Runic Axe, Inscription of Glory was really nice. Usually, most people will grab Hunt because that definitely does some action compression with engaging and moving. But being able to just constantly heal myself definitely made a big difference. It just gave me enough sustain to kind of just keep taking the punishment that was coming. And then if I did get to the situation where I finally was healed up, I can get cards, and that's just as good. By the time I realized that Inscription of Elders would have been useful, I just never had the opportunity to use it. I definitely wish I had taken advantage of it sooner, because that definitely would have helped with tempo. Because there are definitely situations where I could have probably just, instead of doing Glory, I could have done Elders and got a clue instead. Granted, like I said, I almost always had a use for Glory. Like, the heal of damage while beating someone up was very, very useful. Ancient Power Roar was useful. I definitely used it to murder things in one hit, which was both, dangerous but very useful when it happened because it meant I could do it all in one action. And of course, Saga is pretty much you pretty much have to have it. The only thing I gave up this time was Script Reaver, and I think I was definitely okay with giving up Script Reaver in this one. Because in Script Weaver, the you don't really need multiple uses of Glory, I don't think. Also, I don't know if... I guess you could stack Glories. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I never thought of doing that. That's definitely... I never even considered it. I obviously, stacking power makes sense. And stacking accuracy, if you need it, definitely makes sense. But I never considered doing, like, stacking Glory or Hunt or something along those lines. Like, move and engage. Or something along those lines. Heirloom was also very useful, making the... Runic Axe cheaper and a relic. Having a relic definitely made a difference against things like Wraiths. Backpack, I ended up not needing whatsoever. I think I would like to replace it. But having just prepared for the worst in the beginning can definitely be kind of rough. But I definitely think replacing Backpack was probably something I should have done. The overpowers were probably the only thing I felt like I was kind of just letting sit in my hand because Lily Chen's stats were so high, and the witches we fought in the early game were just kind of like two or three fight, and she didn't really need it. Granted, I should have probably just threw them out and just used them to draw cards, but I'm always kind of restrictive on that type of stuff. Skill-wise, I definitely like Defiance. Upgraded Defiance is a lot better, but unfortunately she can't upgrade it. And then, besides that, we of course had the tarot cards, which really didn't do anything to her in most cases. There are a few situations where I had the tower, and I was like, oh, great, I can't use skill cards, but I don't really need them that badly. The Drawn to the Flames were really useful, but unfortunately, a lot of the times I ended up in a situation where I couldn't use them. It definitely made a difference in this scenario, but in other ones, it was, it is what it was. Of course, her weakness was practically nothing. It was Stupor. It didn't really affect anything besides card draw, which I may have actually messed up something for that. There's a chance I might have messed up on this, because it does limit how many times you can draw. If that were the case, though, I could have just healed a horror and got rid of it, and I probably should have done that. So if I did do that where I had Stupor and I drew multiple times with draw actions, feel free to make a note of it in the comments. By the time you guys see this video, I'll be like, I will either be very multiple campaigns ahead, or I'll be playing some other tabletop game. So, oh, and as far as her unique weakness, it's practically nothing. With Glory from the Runic Axe, she just literally just be like, okay, cool, I'll just heal back this stuff most of the time. And once you have like 3 of these disciplines, you can kind of just flip this one over and over again. Obviously, Promise of Power is nice, though the Curse token always scares me. And it always, like, Curse tokens are practically not a non-issue until they become an issue. That's just how it is. And in my case, they always come when they will actually affect me, which is a bit unfortunate. Besides that, like I said, the Haunted mechanic was probably the biggest thing, because it prevented me from doing any sort of risk as far as investigating with lower numbers. The other issue I probably had with some of these scenarios is they didn't play well with 2 characters. I believe Wages of Sin, I think it was. Was it Wages of Sin? I don't remember. Which one was the one that had the... For the greater good, I was easy. Okay, Wages of Sin, yeah. So this one, the one that had the heretics, I guess this can also apply for the Before the Black Throne as well, where there's just a random it's a random chance on how things are positioned. So in the case of Wages of Sin, the heretics could be in a situation where they are in one location, but they need to go into the completely opposite location. Or a location that's completely opposite to them, which, I mean, to get across the entire map here, it takes 3 movement. So it ends up you end up just not having enough turns to actually do what you need to do, particularly with 1 or 2 players. If you're going 3 players, you at least have somebody, because then you can have somebody that's kind of working on one location, and the other 2 are working on getting the clues and the heretic at the same time. Granted, the heretic will have more health, but that's not really a big issue. So yeah, I definitely felt that for Wages of Sin. Granted, I was pretty greedy with it, but I definitely felt it. Same thing for the Secret Name, which had kind of like a pseudo explore mechanic. Getting any sort of a situation where you have a deck of cards where the location you need to go to is in the bottom, 3 or 4, and you have to do an action to actually, reveal said locations. Or worse, it has to be a skill check, which it was in the case of the Secret Name. Having less players actually makes it much more difficult to actually get progression, or at least find the location. And the same thing for Before the Black Throne. It's completely random where you need to go is placed. We were super lucky. We were a round away from total devastation at this point. And there was not, I don't know what was going to come after, but it was probably not going to be great. The way this final scenario works is it escalates because Doom doesn't get removed. We were very lucky that the second location was the Black Throne. I think we had pretty bad luck on the previous 2 acts. It was always like the second or third location that we revealed that actually was the place we needed to be. So it was a bit rough there. Of course, there's also the random chance of like getting locations that actually connect to where you need to go. And like I said, having 2 players for that actually makes it a little bit worse. Obviously, having more players means drawing more cards from the encounter deck, but in most cases, that was kind of a non-issue. So yeah, it's an unfortunate there, but there are scenarios, especially in Forgotten Age, that are like they don't play well with 2 players. And it seems like they've increased the difficulty even on easy as far as the skill values or skill difficulties. So it's definitely been pretty rough. I'll just say that. But I've been rambling for like an hour now, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. We will be doing, I think, Innsmouth next. Yeah, I'm not gonna try Forgotten Age until later. Oh, actually, Dream Eaters. It's Dream Eaters next. Okay. So yeah, Dream Eaters, I've heard that I'll need to actually have 4 investigators prepared for that, 2 for one side and 2 for the other, and it's kind of split in half or something like that. So yeah, I'll talk more about kind of what investigators I have available and show off that for the intro for that campaign. But until then, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If I made any mistakes, of course, feel free to mention them, but of course be respectful and polite, because there's no point in yelling at me. Anyway, I am the Depressed Dior. This is Arkham Horror the card game. The Circle Undone before the Black Throne, and I'll see you guys next time.